Mike, why should I be interested in the North Texas Mean Green?
That's a great question.
Not a great start.
Starting off with the change-up. Honestly, I think their offensive development is really interesting, right? They brought in 3 transfer quarterbacks to compete with 2 guys that were coming back, So that's a crowded quarterback room. Seth Littrell says Austin Aune is the starting quarterback until somebody comes and takes that job. Well, this is a quarterback room that threw 12 touchdowns last year and threw 14 interceptions last year, and that's with 13 games, right? So they weren't even averaging a touchdown pass per game. That has to change. They brought in Grant Gunnell, who I think is probably the odds-on favorite to be the starting quarterback. He broke records in the state of Texas at St. Pius X, right, when he was there. So I think the passing offense is going to be better. And if you're looking for reasons for excitement with North Texas's offense, that running game is going to be good.
Yes.
Right? 4 returning starters on the offensive line. They have a fullback for a head coach, right? So they're going to be physical. They ran for, I think, 32 rushing touchdowns last year, which were second most in school history. So they do lose DeAndre Torrey, but anybody who listens to me talk about football on Republic of Football knows that I'm more of an offensive line dictates your running game more than your running back does. I think they're going to be perfectly fine at running back. And so I think the offense is going to be better. The offense is going to be a lot better. And if we flip it to the other side of the ball, Phil Bennett's a genius, right? I mean, there's not many defensive coordinators with more acumen than Phil Bennett. That team's going to be better. Katie Davis, I would say, is the most productive linebacker in the state. He's 93 or 94 tackles away from breaking the all-time record for tackles at North Texas. And they have an interesting schedule. They start week 0 at UTEP. That's kind of a make-or-break game. A lot of these schools we're going to talk about are moving conferences next year. So if you're in administration, you're watching this year and going, if we're not competing at Conference USA level, how are we going to compete at the American? So for Seth Littrell, I think this is a really important year because if they don't get to 6, 7, 8 wins, there may be changes coming at North Texas as they move to the American because it's the perfect excuse to go, hey, we're moving to a new conference. We're going to move into a new direction.
Wow. Mike, you even went over 2 minutes on North Texas. I think we're going to be. I think we're going to be just fine. So okay, that's excellent. I'm now interested in North Texas. I will say this about North Texas: there are other teams in the state of Texas that I think are going to be plodding, and they're going to win a lot of games, like 24 to 21. If you're a neutral who just wants to flip on a TV and be entertained and be like, yeah, it's probably going to be pretty pointsy, and like they're going to get up and down, North Texas might be that team. I think they're going to be a little pointsy. So,
hey, thanks for watching this clip here on YouTube. If you like this kind of stuff and you want more of it, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. And remember, you can watch us live every weekday at noon at TexasFootball.com, Facebook, Twitch, or here on YouTube. And if you want more of the best coverage of football in the state of Texas, check out TexasFootball.com and become a Dave Campbell's Texas Football Insider at TexasFootball.com/subscribe.